Here are 5 things I wish I knew before I started wholesaling real estate. If you're thinking about getting started in wholesaling real estate or just started wholesaling real estate, this is a list for you. And if there's anything here that's really helpful, please just hit the like button and we'll get started. The first thing you should know when you get started wholesaling real estate is you actually don't need any money to get started. There's a few different ways to start without any money. The first one is you can actually leverage your friends and family. You know, if you could just be intentional and let everyone you know that you're actually buying houses, you will get referrals. As a matter of fact, my business partner, Max Jimenez, that's how he got his first deal, was telling everyone he knew that he buys houses. So a coworker of his wife was the first house he actually bought to wholesale. I get a ton of friend requests on Facebook, and a pet peeve of mine is actually looking at their profiles and having no idea what they do. So if you're getting started wholesaling, one of the things that we highly recommend is actually changing the description so that people know that you wholesale real estate or that you buy real estate, because how can you possibly get a referral if people don't know what you do? Another thing I would do is actually go to the title company and ask them for a list of distressed properties. Title companies are in the business of providing title insurance, and the only way they can provide title insurance is if there's actually real estate deals coming through. So they'll be happy to give you a list of distressed homeowners for free so that you can send them business. And once you get that list, I personally, if all the chips were down and I had nothing left, I would go door knock all those houses, because that costs you no money except for maybe a little bit of gas and quite a bit of hustle. Another thing too is when you don't need money, now you got to trade time for money. So if you can provide the hustle and effort, the determination to go and door knock, you only need one deal to get the money to start investing more in your wholesaling real estate business. Another thing you can do as well is actually work for another wholesaler. Now, for whatever reason, I see a lot of people are reluctant. You know, they want to go start their entrepreneurial journey and they don't want to work for anybody else. But I'm telling you, the things you can learn working for somebody else, you can massively shortcut this process. So instead of buying lists and maxing out your credit cards and so on to get started, you can actually work for somebody else, learn on their dime, close deals. You won't make as much money, but you'll also have no expenses to get started. The second thing I wish I knew was to go get any loans you're gonna get before you actually quit your job. Now, I know I just said you can get started without money, but I'm not saying that you'll never need money, and it's good to have a little bit of cushion in the bank. Now, what happens is once you quit your job, you're no longer financeable. And I experienced this the hard way. You know, when I quit my job back in 2007, I actually went to go get some lines of credit now that I'm on my own to get a cushion. And they all looked at me and they all said the same thing. If you would have come to me before you quit your job, I would have happily lent you some money. But right now, you have no income. And because you have no income, I cannot extend a line of credit to you. And I had great credit, right? I had no credit card debt at this time, near 800 credit score, but it didn't matter because I had no reliable income. And I would talk to them like, you can bet on me. I've never failed. Didn't matter. Could not convince any banker to lend me any money. So if I had to do it all over again, I would go get a loan, get a line of credit, and then you can quit your job. And you can use that however you want. If you want to use it to buy leads, if you want to use it to buy data, tools, whatever, it's nice to have a little bit of cushion or even just something in the bank to tie you over for the 3 to 6 months before you get your very first deal. So again, second thing I wish I knew was to go get your loans or lines of credit before you quit your job. If you have any questions at all about qualifying for a loan or getting a line of credit, please comment below and I'll get back to you. The third thing I wish I knew is that this is not a scam or illegal in any way. One thing I hear a lot from newer wholesalers is that this has to be a scam, this is illegal, or I'm gonna get caught or get in trouble. And this is probably because you got some friends in your ear, some family, people that actually care about you and don't want to see you fail, telling you why you can't do this. In reality, not only can you do it, you're actually helping people. And I didn't really believe this initially. The first few houses I bought, I kind of looked at them kind of funny. It's like, you realize you're leaving money on the table. I would actually tell them when I first started exactly what the house is worth. So I can tell them, your house is worth $260, I'm buying it for $180. Are you good with that, right? And I would disclose excessively. And what did I learn as I got into this business, or I got further into this business? People want your services. People want you to help them out of a bad spot. Now, this might sound crazy, right? And you might have some realtor friends that are telling you that you're taking advantage of people. The fact of the matter is, if you can buy someone's cash, you're bailing them out of a bad situation. Whether they got a foreclosure in the next week or two, or they've got some credit card debt, or some other dire situations like health issues in the family. Fact of the matter is, they've got a problem that most people cannot solve in the time that they need this problem solved. And they're looking to you to bail them out of a really bad situation. And I'll tell you, every single time we do this, people are grateful for us. People will express with us more their gratitude that we were able to help them way more when we buy their houses than I ever got as a realtor listing their houses, setting record prices in their neighborhood. It's crazy, but one of the things that really cemented this for me is we did a flip where I made way more money on that flip than I've ever made on any single commission in my career. And these people were so happy. They both hugged me at the title company. And you guys know, if you know me well, I don't like hugs. But this is what happened because we were able to help them out of a really bad situation. The fourth thing I wish I knew was that these companies that are trying to charge you a fortune to get started in real estate actually provide some value. So I remember when I went to my very first event and I saw these people were charging 25 grand for education on how to wholesale real estate. I was thinking, man, these guys are scams. I'd rather just take my money and fail and lose 25,000 on a flip opportunity versus pay these guys 25 grand. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to spend 25,000, but it's not awful to invest in your own education. And the reason why is that you'll shortcut a lot of the opportunities, the things you'll need to learn, things you'll need to know to be successful in this business. Now, when I started again in 2007, I failed for a very long time, 4 years before I had any kind of success. And I thought again to myself, why would I pay somebody else when I can just use that money as cushion in my learning process, in my failures? So what did I do? I failed for 4 years. So it wasn't until I actually signed up for a mentor where things actually turned around. Again, I'm not telling you that you need to go buy some education. You have plenty of free information on our channel, on YouTube, on podcasts, and so on. You don't need to go buy anything today, but I wish I would have signed up for coaching much earlier in my career versus after, failing for 4 years. So I wish, again, that I knew there are people there that actually want to help and they'll charge for it versus thinking I'd rather fail my way there, because that was a painful 4 years. And number 5, other wholesalers are your friends. When I first started, I had a scarcity mindset. I used to think if I tell other people what I know, then they're going to use that information to be more successful than me. The reality is you can become more successful faster if you work with other people. Squad up is something you've heard me and some of our Phoenix peers say often. So, you guys might see me online with Pace Morby, Jesse Burrell, Jamil Damji, Brent Daniels. We're all in the Phoenix market and we've all compared notes, right? And so if you're actively comparing notes and working with other wholesalers, you can grow a lot faster. As a matter of fact, one thing that started happening once we squatted up was everyone that wasn't working with us, that was not comparing notes with us, actually fell further behind. So while we were growing our business, everyone else started falling further and further behind. So I hope that makes sense. Squatting up and working with other people is actually better for your business than trying to keep your secrets for yourself. Here's another truth. When you keep it to yourself, if you think there's other people that don't know it, you're mistaken. If you're new, there's nothing that you know that other people don't know. And I want you to look at some statistics here. We know historically about 2% of the population is always in trouble. Always. In the Phoenix market, we've got 5 million people. And we know historically 2% of people are always in distress. That means that there are 100,000 people that are in financial trouble today. Do you think out of 100,000 people, I have the resources to buy 100,000 houses? There's not even a remote chance we can work with that many people. Fact of the matter is, if we can do 10 deals a month, we're in a pretty good spot. So you're way better off networking, sharing, comparing notes, squatting up than you are acting as if all the other wholesalers are your enemies versus your friends. To recap, here are the 5 things I wish I knew before I got started wholesaling. First, you don't actually need money to get started in wholesaling. Second, if you wanted some extra cushion to go get all your loans before you quit your job. Third, wholesaling is not a scam or illegal in any way. People actually want your service. Fourth, all those gurus that look like scammers, some of them are actually legit and want to help you, and it's not a bad idea to invest in your resources with them. And finally, squat up. Wholesalers are your friends. They're not your enemies. If you found this valuable or know someone else that needs to hear this, please share this with them. And if you enjoyed the content or want to hear more about our 14 years of wholesaling real estate, please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the future.